Hey, this is Mattia, Katy and Giulio, and this is the journey of our family.
Bye. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Giulio meeting the family, his health, and how much it changed in the last 30 days. All right, so after a whole month of me, Katy and Giulio, it was time for Giulio to meet the whole family. So this was kind of a big topic between us. Katy was very much for bringing in her mom from day one and helping us with the baby. And I was more like, okay, let's just wait a bit, welcome Giulio into our family, understand a little bit how everything works, how he's behaving, his character a bit, and really getting some time for our family to bond before welcoming in more people. So in the end, we decided to spend the first month together, the three of us, and then welcome her mom and more family members.
This is a very important moment. We're going to introduce Giulio to my very dear and dearest grandma.
Ecco, ma che dorme. Oggi ci ha appena svegliata.
Non ce l'hai fatta ancora mettere il dito in bocca.
All right, so this is the first ever trip for Giulio. He's fully loving it. Check this out. And where are we going, Katy?
We are going to the airport to pick up my mom.
Ooh, where is she coming from?
Colombia.
Oh yeah, is she bringing some good Colombian vibes? Hola!
Indeed, this, just like Mattia mentioned, this was a very sensitive topic. Of course, I wanted my mom to be here because she missed all the pregnancy, and it was hard to me to realize that she was going to miss also the birth of Giulio. I wanted to give her the joy of being there and also, of course, get some of her support and her knowledge and her experience. She's been a mom for more than 30 years, so of course I felt I wanted to feel her presence around me. But that was my desire, and with Mattia we like to talk about things and listen to each other's opinions and desires. We decided to go for it and spend the first few weeks with Giulio, just the three of us, like creating this bond and yeah, being very close and very intimate one to each other. By then it was a very reasonable idea. It sounded great, like why not spend the first few weeks with Giulio, just the three of us. But in reality, for me, it was not that easy. Somehow, deep inside, for me, I was not fully convinced. Some mother-daughter bond was not fully convinced. In those first weeks, the relationship of the couple changes a lot, like almost entirely. Just a new member just arrived, and you need to put yourself and your partner in a second plan, and the baby gets all the attention and all the care and the extra care. So very quickly, you just need to adapt and go with it. In our case, I completely focused on Giulio, and Mattia was in charge of all the house chores. He was cleaning, he was washing, he was doing the shopping. It was the way that we planned it. It's just that I think we underestimate the fact that after a few days of sleepless nights and overtiredness, it can be really heavy. We unnecessarily overload ourselves. So instead of really enjoying and bonding with Giulio, we were a bit stressed, and of course I know it's like this. I mean, we are first-time parents, so we were kind of expecting that. It's obvious that with an extra help, it would have been so much easier, and maybe we could have found more time to just be with ourselves instead of cleaning and washing and yeah, doing that stuff. And now that my mom is here, I kind of confirmed that idea. I can really see the difference now that she's here, and she's been helping a lot and giving like her best, like with the best of the energies. I never thought my mom could be like that, and it's been really amazing having her here, helping us and being around Giulio. Like, there's a lot she's bringing to the family and to Giulio as well. He really enjoys her presence, and for me it's been a relief and also beautiful to spend this time with her.
And in the past 30 days, we've seen a bunch of really incredible changes happening in Giulio. Starting from this, really this awareness slowly creeping into this little body and really starting to develop this kind of consciousness in Giulio. And you catch him, looking at things, hearing things. He stayed much more awake and really enjoying himself to take in all this beautiful, amazing world. Then we also been doing some neck exercises with Giulio.
Vieni, mi gordo. Ven, mírame. Mírame, bravo, así. Muy bien, atrás. Atrás, atrás. Muy bien.
So that he can more quickly start to raise his head and hold his head in place.
After weeks of flexing his muscles, today Giulio is finally able to raise his head.
And one of the most emotional and incredible things that happened in the last month is that Giulio is slowly starting to test his vocal cords and making sounds. It really feels like he kind of wants to talk back to us. And there's one thing of the crying, of course, that's from birth, but now he's really starting to, you see that he wants to say something. He wants to, talk back to us. And this is a lot of effort for him. It's a lot of testing and seeing how hair flowing that works and all these little new organs that he needs to learn how to use. A big achievement of this month was also to be able to put Giulio to sleep in his own cradle, so away from the bed, away from us, so that we can start to build a bit of independence in him, so he's not really fully attached to us the whole time.
There's nothing better than mom's belly for a good afternoon siesta. Right, Giulio?
And last but not least, he's finally managed to fully enjoy a bath.
Giulio! Ehi! Ciao Giulio! Ah, che rico!
Ciao papi, mira che rico me bagno. Che rico me bagno. Mira che rico me bagno.
Up until now, he was always hating it, like massively. And it was kind of strange because everyone says, baby love water, love baths. That's where they were used to live. And with Giulio, it was really not the case. He hated water, like in any circumstances. And now, finally, we managed to show him how cool it can be a hot bath.
So with all these amazing and rapid changes in Giulio, the big question came for me. What can I do for him? How am I gonna entertain him? How can I stimulate him? Or what am I supposed to do now that he's so tiny and he's not really fully interacting with his surroundings? But there is something there that maybe you feel like you can do. Giulio is 6 weeks old, and so his visual system is not fully developed yet. And he mainly sees in contrast, like figures in red and black and white. And so it was a very nice excuse to build this Montessori mobile with my mom that we later on hang on his cradle. Mom also felt inclined to start using the toys that were in the house. With Giulio, he was ignoring them for the first month because up until this point they were kind of useless. Like Giulio was not really paying attention to them, even though I was kind of presenting them to him, but it was completely useless. So yeah, he started to use the toys and they make some sound, and suddenly we realized that he was following the sound. Yes, you baby boy. Yeah, it kind of trained him or allow him to practice, and then like after a few days of doing this, he started to follow the voice. So when, for example, Mattia comes from the right, now he's able to follow him. It was also really nice to see and to practice like many different ways of putting him to sleep. Now we know what he prefers, and it's been great because it saved us a lot of time and also saves Giulio some tears. As days pass by, I feel more connected to Giulio, It's been amazing to kind of know now when he wants to play or when he wants to eat or sleep. I feel more synchronized with his rhythms, and I personally enjoy a lot talking to him and explaining everything that we are doing, or who is talking to him, or who are we gonna meet, or where are we at. It's really nice. I somehow feel that he can understand, and most importantly, I feel it's a way to honor him and respect him as a tiny person.
Now, a final chapter about the health of Giulio, of course, really, really important and always in our heads in the first few months. And starting from the weight, that was always like a massive, painful headache, right? When everyone is pushing you from all angles. And Giulio was also struggling a bit in the beginning with gaining weight. And thanks to the help of some specialists, we really managed to get over these challenges. And now Giulio is really growing fast. His weight is growing. His body really is taking on shape and more. It's getting more full, which it's a massive relief for us because it's one of those things that really keeps you awake at night and worried the whole time. So we're very happy to have ticked that off, and now hopefully we're off to a good start. Also, another very hot topic, second appointment to the pediatrician, and he was proposing us to do a rotavirus vaccine. This is a virus that gives the baby, if he's catching it, it gives the baby sort of diarrhea for a week. It's nothing too serious, it's nothing life-threatening, so we decided not to give Giulio this vaccine, and if he's gonna get it, he's gonna suffer for a week a little bit, but hopefully he's gonna get stronger through that. So we decided not to take the rotavirus vaccine. And coming up, we have 6 more vaccines that Giulio should be taking. It's actually 6 all compressed into one. And we really don't know what to do, whether to give it to Giulio right now or maybe wait a few months, a few years, so that he's a bit more grown up, his body's a bit stronger. So I do wonder if any of you has any ideas or any particular opinion in regards. Make sure to comment below so you can help us figure this out. Then, since almost day one, really, Giulio had this acne, this birth acne, as they call it, in his face. And finally now, after a month and a bit, it's all gone. Naturally, we haven't done really anything for that, apart from Cathy cleaning his face on a regular basis. But it's all gone, and now he has this nice and beautiful face. And talking about skin, there's a little anecdote of a little episode that happened last month where Giulio, we took him out and there was a big rash on his skin. Took over all of his face and his chest and also the legs, all these red dots. We got kind of worried, we contacted the pediatrician and he was immediately, take this medicine. And we thought, wait a minute, let's find out what it is first. I mean, we don't want to just give Giulio medicine, like that, right? So we've decided to wait for at least a day to see how it would evolve. And next day it was all gone. So we saved him a bunch of antibiotics and crap that we don't want to give to Giulio. All right, that's it with this month. Oi, oi, oi. And we'll see you next month.
Ciao!
Ciao, amore.